Ever wondered what it takes to create an entirely new world full of complex characters, intricate plots, and breathtaking landscapes? Welcome, fellow voyagers, to the realm of fantasy literature, where the boundaries of reality are blurred and imagination reigns supreme. In this expansive universe, one name stands out, etching its mark in the annals of literary history: The Lord of the Rings. Penned by the legendary J.R.R. Tolkien, The Lord of the Rings is more than a mere book. It's an invitation to embark on an epic journey through Middle-earth, a world teeming with hobbits, elves, dwarves, wizards, and the daunting shadow of the Dark Lord. This masterpiece, born out of Tolkien's ingenious mind, was first introduced to the world in the mid-20th century, and yet its charm remains undiminished, transcending the barriers of time and space. The Lord of the Rings is not just a story, it's a rich tapestry, woven with threads of heroism, friendship, sacrifice, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. Its intricate plot, the depth of its characters, and the sheer magnificence of its setting have captivated millions of readers worldwide, making it an influential force in the fantasy genre. The magic of The Lord of the Rings extends beyond the confines of its pages. Its impact resonates in various facets of modern culture, influencing literature, film, art, video games, and even language. Its characters, themes, and quotes have seeped into our collective consciousness, becoming part of our everyday discourse. But what inspired Tolkien to create this enchanting world? How did he breathe life into his characters and craft the mesmerizing landscapes of Middle-earth? What challenges did he face in bringing his vision to fruition? And how did The Lord of the Rings transform from a manuscript into a cultural phenomenon? Let's delve into the fascinating journey of The Lord of the Rings, its creation and its lasting impact. Join us as we unravel the tale behind the tale, exploring the birth, journey, and legacy of one of the most monumental works in fantasy literature. Behind every great book lies the mind of a brilliant author. In this case, it's J.R.R. Tolkien. John Ronald Reuel Tolkien was born on the 3rd of January in the year 1892 in the Orange Free State of South Africa. He moved to England at a young age, a place that would later inspire the lush, green landscapes of Middle-earth. From his earliest years, he showed a deep love for languages and mythology, two elements that would heavily influence his later works. Tolkien's fascination with languages began as a young boy. He learnt Latin and Greek from his mother, and later expanded his linguistic repertoire to include Gothic, Old Norse, Finnish, and a wide array of others. This love for languages wasn't just academic. Tolkien created his own languages, complete with grammar rules and vocabulary. These languages became the cornerstone of his fictional world, where Elvish, Dwarvish, and other languages gave depth and realism to his characters. His academic career was equally impressive. Tolkien studied at Exeter College, Oxford, where he graduated with first-class honors in English language and literature. He later became a professor at Oxford University, where he continued his exploration of languages and mythology. His academic work, especially his research into Anglo-Saxon and Norse mythologies, played a significant role in shaping the mythology of Middle-earth. Tolkien's love for mythology was not limited to just academic pursuits. He felt a need for England to have its own mythology, a shared cultural narrative that would define its people. This desire to create a mythology for England was one of the driving forces behind The Lord of the Rings. Throughout his life, Tolkien's passion for languages and mythology never waned. His academic work, his personal interests, and his deep love for his homeland all converged to inspire the creation of Middle-earth. His unique background and experiences provided the fertile ground from which The Lord of the Rings sprouted. Tolkien's unique background and interests laid the foundation for the creation of The Lord of the Rings. Creating The Lord of the Rings was no small feat. It took Tolkien 12 long years. This epic tale did not simply spring forth fully formed from his imagination, but rather it was painstakingly crafted, honed, and perfected. It all began with a single sentence scribbled on a blank page: "In a hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit." From this initial seed of an idea, Tolkien began to cultivate an entire world. He created languages, histories, and cultures for his characters, each more intricate and detailed than the last. But the creation of Middle-earth was not a linear process. The story evolved through countless drafts and revisions, each contributing to the rich tapestry that is The Lord of the Rings. As Tolkien was writing, the world around him was in turmoil. World War II had broken out, and its effects were felt even in the quiet corners of academia where Tolkien worked. The war, with its themes of good versus evil and the struggle against overwhelming odds, undoubtedly influenced Tolkien's writing. However, he was adamant that his story was not a direct allegory for the war. Instead, he saw the war as a backdrop, a dark canvas against which his tale of bravery, friendship, and sacrifice could really shine. It was not an easy journey for Tolkien. There were times when he doubted his ability to finish the book, times when the weight of creating an entire world seemed too great. But he persevered, driven by his love for the story and his characters. Despite the long nights and countless revisions, he never lost sight of his vision. Finally, after 12 years of labor, The Lord of the Rings was complete. It was a monumental achievement, a testament to Tolkien's creativity, dedication, and sheer determination. But the journey was far from over. The real challenge was yet to come, getting the book published and into the hands of readers. Despite the challenges, Tolkien's dedication resulted in a truly remarkable piece of literature. Getting The Lord of the Rings published was a journey in itself. A journey that was as epic as the tale inked within its pages. J.R.R. Tolkien, the creator of this fantastical world, faced numerous challenges before his masterpiece could see the light of day. The journey to publication was not a straightforward path, but rather a winding road filled with unforeseen hurdles and unexpected detours. Tolkien first approached his publisher, George Allen and Unwin, with the manuscript in 1950. The sheer size of the manuscript was daunting. It was a mammoth work, far beyond the normal length of a novel. The publishers were hesitant, unsure if such a lengthy fantasy novel would appeal to the reading public. In addition to its length, the manuscript's complex mythology, invented languages, and intricate plot lines were unlike anything the publishers had seen before. Many were unsure how to approach it. The book was a risk, and publishers, like any business, are often wary of taking risks. Amidst these challenges, a decision was made to divide the book into 3 volumes. This was not Tolkien's initial plan, but a practical solution to make the book more manageable and commercially feasible. The Lord of the Rings was not an instant success, but it eventually became one of the most popular books in the world. When it was first published in the mid-20th century, it received a mixed bag of reviews. Some critics were captivated by the richly detailed world and the epic narrative. Others, however, were less than impressed, dismissing it as overlong and excessively intricate. But the tide started to turn in the 1960s. The book found a loyal audience among the counterculture movement of that time. Its themes of friendship, bravery, and resistance against overwhelming odds resonated with a generation seeking to challenge the status quo. The story's intricate tapestry of mythology and its exploration of environmental and war themes struck a chord, turning it from a niche interest to a cultural phenomenon. In the decades since, the popularity of The Lord of the Rings has only grown. It has been translated into over 50 languages and has sold more than 150 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling books of all time. Its enduring success can be attributed to its timeless appeal, its universal themes, and its ability to transport readers into a fully realized world, teeming with diverse cultures, languages, and histories. The success of The Lord of the Rings extends beyond the book itself. It has inspired countless works of art, music, and literature. It has given birth to an entire genre of fantasy literature, influencing authors from J.R.R. Martin to J.K. Rowling. The book's success also led to the creation of the highly popular film trilogy, which has itself become a cultural touchstone. The success of The Lord of the Rings is a testament to its timeless appeal and the universal themes it explores. It may have taken a while to find its audience, but once it did, it proved that stories about hobbits, elves, and epic quests have a place in our hearts and our cultural consciousness. The Lord of the Rings is more than just a book. It has left an indelible mark on modern culture. The trilogy has not just influenced popular culture, but has also shaped it, becoming a cornerstone in the edifice of fantasy. This epic tale has had a profound impact on the genre of fantasy literature. It set the tone and laid the groundwork for future writers, creating a blueprint of sorts for epic fantasy. The The concept of a vast, complex world with its own history, races, languages, and cultures was brought to life in Middle-earth. This has since become a staple in fantasy literature. The influence of The Lord of the Rings extends beyond the written word. The success and popularity of the film adaptations by Peter Jackson have further cemented the tale's place in modern culture. These films not only brought the story to a broader audience, but also set a new standard for cinematic storytelling. Given their grand scale and attention to detail, the world of gaming too has been influenced, with numerous video and board games inspired by the trilogy. The idea of a party of diverse individuals on a quest, a trope common in role-playing games, owes much to Tolkien's fellowship. Even language has been affected. Phrases like "my precious" and "one ring to rule them all" have permeated everyday conversation. Tolkien's invented languages, especially Elvish, have inspired linguists and language enthusiasts, demonstrating the power of language in world-building. The trilogy's themes of friendship, hope, and resilience in the face of adversity resonate with audiences, transcending cultural and language barriers. These universal themes have ensured the story's enduring popularity, making it a shared cultural experience around the globe. From inspiring countless other works to shaping the way we perceive fantasy, The Lord of the Rings continues to impact culture in ways Tolkien could have never imagined. So, why does The Lord of the Rings continue to captivate audiences over 70 years after its publication? This is a question that has been asked countless times, and the answer, as we've seen, lies in the intricate blend of elements that make up this timeless tale. Firstly, we've delved into the unique background of its author, J.R.R. Tolkien. An Oxford scholar with a deep love for language and mythology, Tolkien brought a level of depth and detail to his creation that was, and still is, unparalleled. His ability to create a world so vivid, so real, that it feels tangible, is a testament to his talent and dedication. Then we explored the arduous journey of writing and publishing The Lord of the Rings. It wasn't an easy path. It took 12 long years of meticulous crafting, followed by a protracted struggle to get the work published. But Tolkien's perseverance paid off, and the world was introduced to an epic saga that would redefine the fantasy genre. We also touched on the undeniable success of The Lord of the Rings. It's not just a book, but a cultural phenomenon, selling over 150 million copies worldwide and inspiring countless adaptations across various media. Its popularity is a testament to its universal appeal, transcending boundaries of age, culture, and language. Finally, we looked at the far-reaching impact this masterpiece has had on modern culture. It's inspired a whole generation of fantasy writers, and its influence can be seen in everything from video games to TV shows. The themes and characters of Middle-earth have become a part of our collective consciousness, deeply embedded in our cultural fabric. So there we have it. The enduring allure of The Lord of the Rings lies not just in its epic tale of good versus evil, but in the richness of its world, the depth of its characters, and the imagination it inspires. Whether you are a lifelong fan or new to Middle-earth, The Lord of the Rings remains a testament to the power of imagination and the enduring appeal of a well-told story.